I'm Alessandro. I'm here today to interview Silvino from the marketing field. And Silvino, thank you very much. What was your first job?
My first job here in Tasmania, as soon as I arrived fresh out of the boat, was working for a sailing club in Sandy Bay.
Yep.
It's the Sandy Bay Sailing Club. I was the bosun for the club, which means I was there um, fueling boats, putting them out, bringing them and putting them in the river, so the sailing classes could happen. And then at the end of the day, I will bring them out, wash them, putting back inside the boathouse. In parallel, I was doing some freelance work for Red Kelly's, the salad dressing company, and the Durant Sailing Squadron. I worked a little bit as a volunteer in some of their events related to Launceston to Hobart, and I did a bunch of freelance work for them in the as a graphic designer and web designer.
Yeah.
And I've also worked for Gillespie's Ginger Beer, selling ginger beer at the Salamanca market, a little bit of everything. And through this work, I've got to redesign their label and their packaging. So yeah, it was a little bit of everything, but it was a very happy beginning.
Okay. And what do you like and dislike about this job you did?
About all those jobs.
Yeah.
Uh, I actually liked everything. I didn't like waking up too early on a Saturday to go and set up the stall for the market. But after you arrive there, you get there, and everybody, you say good morning to every single person working there as well, and having all these people coming, mostly tourists, but of course a lot of local people coming to the stall and talking to you. It's amazing. You have a lot of many conversations, interesting conversations. So I've met people from all over the planet that were visiting Tasmania. I am good. I'm a very good storyteller. So for me to know Gillespie's story and tell them to people, it was pretty simple, and they would ask questions, and then I had all the answers. So that was amazing. Working in the sailing club as bosun, it was I think the tough part was sometimes dragging the boat from the water back to the sand, going through the very fluffy sand.
Yeah, it's a very
that
hard.
was quite hard, but of course we had a little buggy, and then when you just connect it to the buggy, everything, it's easy. You deal with a lot of kids. The kids, they look up to you. They see you there all the time. They trust you. They're happy to see you. Of course, I have my dog, so I would have my dog with me there, and they would love the fact that there was a dog there working together with me, and so it was a great great experience.
Okay.
And all the freelance that I've done, it was it was enjoyable because the people I was working with, they've had their opinions. They were not afraid of voicing it,
Yeah.
but they were very happy on taking on board my experience,
Mm-hmm.
which is like right now 21 years of experience working in marketing, uh, with marketing, advertising, graphic design, which is half of my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yes, and uh, that was fantastic. I love the fact that they were not uh, seeing me as a just as a foreign person
Yeah, yeah.
coming with Lord knows which type of experience. They were listening to all my experience with they were listening to what I had to say uh, back to them, and they were taking on board uh, most of the things I was saying.
Okay, and thank you. What was the biggest challenge and how did you deal with it?
The biggest challenge, well, I think one of the biggest challenges, um, one of the biggest challenges about um, working not only here in Tasmania but working in Australia, working overseas as a foreigner, is sometimes you don't feel suitable because in our case English is not our first language.
Yeah.
So sometimes we are doubting of our own skills because we cannot voice our experience properly.
Yes.
So this is always a a concern, even more in a fast-paced environment. So when it's something that you really have to be here and there, and the conversation is always quick, 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 everything goes fast, fast, fast. Sometimes if you have to take a little extra time to think, you just believe that you're not able to realize that job, and which is actually not true. It's just a matter of practice. So all you have to do is to start working, and then all the lingo, all the experience, like the expressions, you will just learn the expressions now in a different language. And fun fact, now you know them in 2 different languages. All the technical terms exactly the same, all the lingo, all the small slangs that we use inside the work environment, not the street slang,
Mhm.
but the slang that you use inside the work environment. You just learn them all over again, and it's like after that it's happy days.
Okay, thank you. And how did you find out about it?
How did I find out uh, about
The job.
about jobs? Okay,
Yes.
so all right, so I was looking for a job inside my uh, skill set, like something that was really uh, advertising or marketing, which is what I studied in university and what I've done my entire life. Apart from here and there going and doing something different just to allow me to pay the bills. So I was looking for incessantly. I was going through to Google and looking for advertising agencies in Hobart or in Tasmania. I was looking through Seek. I was looking through there's another one that I sometimes find, and Google offers me, I cannot remember the name. So I will go and look all the time for new things to do, because I wanted to get back into my working area. And then one day I just found this one in Seek, and I applied it.
And how did you apply for this new one?
Okay, so I got a couple of friends that were already residents from, they are real Tasmanians. They're not imports like me. They were born here, and they have experience in either HR or in the marketing and the communication environment. And I went to them with my CV. I asked them to look into it and give me their feedback. So I tailored my CV to apply for that one specific job. I've read everything that they wanted, and then I wrote my CV, and then I sent to someone. This person criticized my CV. She actually shredded to pieces. Oh. And then I took it home, and I wrote it again, and I've showed her again, and then she criticized again. I've had less changes to do, but I've done it again. And then when she was happy with that, and my cover letter, I sent them both to this company that was hiring, and happy days, they called me. They called me for an interview.
So how did you convince them you had the skills to do the job?
Okay, with the job offer, they've asked me to bring together 2 ideas of campaigns of how would I sell this specific client that they've had. They actually still have it. And I sat by myself. I came up with some ideas. I developed a small campaign, a small digital campaign for one of the ideas. And then I came up with a second idea, also mainly digital, but with some print. And I've noticed that both those campaigns, they worked a lot better together. So I joined them, and first thing when I've got there, I say, like, I'm sorry you asked for 2, but I thought they worked a lot better together. And then I came with a giant campaign, and I presented, and they were happy with that. By presenting, like by preparing everything, coming up with a presentation, sitting there in front of them and presenting like it would be like I would be presenting to a regular client, they've noticed that I had the graphic design skills to design a campaign. I had the creative skills to come up with a campaign, and I also had knowledge to go and present that to a client if needed be. Well, at least I believe that's how it happens. If was not, they didn't tell me.
Okay.
And then, of course, they called me to a second interview, and they wanted to see more of the things that I've done before, and asked how I came up with some of the material that I was presenting, what were the challenges, how did the client react to some of the things that I was doing. And then after that, they were some of them, they were really impressed.
Yeah.
But they didn't hire me.
Not at the first time.
Not at the first time. Then in the future, like a month later, they had an opening, and one of the ladies that was she was part of the hiring process. She participated in both my interviews. She went to the boss and said, "I think I have the right person for this job," and I went for an interview, and he hired me on the spot.
Okie dokie. So, what did you learn at this job that you took to you the next job? Like, what did you do on this job that you brings you to the next one? For if it was the next one. Sorry.
Okay, so at the moment, I am unemployed. I am looking for a new job. I am doing some freelance work again for Red Kellys, that I was doing it before on as a social media campaign, and I will be doing something for a rugby club, which I am not allowed to disclose about. I'm not allowed to talk more about this one because
Okay,
I
no
can't.
worries.
But the things that I've learned on this job that I would take for to the next one. Look, I did not start as a manager there. I started as an art director, and then of course they made me creative director. So I was responsible for my creative department. And then I managed the whole the whole production department, which was not only the graphics, the part of the graphic designers, it was also the digital social media and SEO department, plus all the web design and developers, and the TV and radio production. One of the things that I've learned was dealing with people is hard. Dealing with people it's difficult because everybody thinks in a way, and not all the time is the same way as you do. And you, as a manager, you have to learn how to navigate through all those different ways of thinking, and make sure that that the people, they always working with you, they always have that you make them believe that they are capable to deliver the best work all the time, and that when the work that they are creative, that they are capable, that they have the knowledge, and when sometimes when you get to the point where everybody is like sometimes we are I don't want to say it's we feel comfortable sometimes in a situation, and then one of my jobs was to make sure that they understood that they had to challenge themselves constantly to get a little bit further and a little bit further and a little bit further. And if sometimes I didn't believe that the job was not there yet, that we could make it even better than it was already, I've learned how to deal with that, which was completely different when I started there in the beginning. When in the beginning of advertising, it was if a person didn't like if the creative director didn't like the work that I was producing, he would just come and say that it was crap,
Okay.
literally. And I've learned how to not. I didn't like to be treated that way, so I've learned how to circumvent all the ego that that surrounds the creative job, and come and say like I love it. I think we can still go the extra mile and try to work together, just so I would prove that it was not me just saying yeah let's do something, let's make it better. It was me sitting there and what can we do together here to make this be even better than it is already. And like that's one of the things that if by any chance get to my next job, and if I am a manager again, I think that was the best thing that I could learn.
Of course. Um, what tip would you give to job seekers from humanitarian background eager to get their first job in Tasmania?
Uh, Look, one of the one of the tips that I would love somebody had given me. And don't get me wrong, people would, even if they tell me that, if somebody came to me and say, do this, I would still not do it.
Okay.
Just because I'm a hard-headed person. But is we as foreigners, we have to be unapologetic sometimes about our English. Because we are from a different country and English is not our main language, we will commit small mistakes. But I've learned that most of the people here in Australia, not only here in Tasmania, they are very open to having a conversation. They will pay attention to you. If they don't understand or something that you were trying to say, they will ask, because it's basically what we do on the other way around. When we don't understand them, we just ask, oh, would you mind repeating that? And another thing that I've noticed is that sometimes by being unapologetic, yes, we will commit mistakes, but sometimes someone will make a joke about that, but not in a mean-spirited way. In you will just develop a friendship straight away after that, because you just go like, oh yeah, that was a silly mistake there, and then you just relax, and all that fear that you had, it just goes away straight away. So be unapologetic about your English, about your accent. Just talk as you would talk to people, speak to
So,
people
do you
in the
believe
way
that?
that you would do.
Do you believe that the most important thing about when you're going to look for a new job is doesn't matter what way they're going to explain the things, even because of English is not our mother language. You just have to create some kind of a way to bring that information to them, and it doesn't matter what's going to happen. You have to do it.
Look, yes, as long as you know how to explain things, if you explain it, even if you go around a little bit, people will understand, and they will see that, oh, behind all that going around, the explanation is there, the knowledge is there. Of course, there is more. So prepare yourself for the job interview. see the company, look for the company that you're applying for, read their story, learn about their mission, check on how people see that company, not necessarily the workers, but if they supply some sort of service, go see how the clients feel about the service that this company provides. Learn enough so when you get to a job interview, when they ask a question, you're not answering. Of course, you're not only answering for that job interview, but you're answering with some knowledge about the company. So if I ask you, how would you, if you're here for a job interview, and I ask you, so why do you want to work for Silvino's company? And you would say, oh, I would love to work for Silvino's company because Silvino's been in the market for 21 years and he's been working for companies like this, but he's also a volunteer on this area, and etc. And this way you show that you're interested, you're genuinely interested in that because you went the extra mile to learn a bit about the company. And then of course, usually when people ask why would you want to work for us, sometimes the next question, the follow-up is straight, and what do you think you could offer for this company?
Yeah.
So if you have no knowledge whatsoever about that company, how would you bring something new to the table? So as I've said, you went there and you read about the story of the company, but you also read about the clients and what the clients think. And you can say, you wouldn't go and say, well, I see that your clients give you 1-star rating on Google, but you would say, well, I've read some of your clients, your clients' opinions, and based on that, I think I can bring this and this to the table, and I believe that will be beneficial to the company. So
Okay.
Also don't forget to tailor-made your CV for that one specific for each specific job that you're applying for, and make sure you take note of which company is that you're applying, to whom you've been sending emails, if you have a telephone number or things like that, so you can follow up after a week, or you see that applicants should send their CV and cover letter by the 22nd of this month, and then after the 22nd you count, let me count a week, and then you just, after that 1 week, you follow up. Hello, friends from this company. I recently applied for this job. I was just following up. Would like to know if it's everything okay. If you guys already have a show them that you're interested, and that is always good. And then of course you know, if people call you back and they say like, oh, we're calling from this company, you have also a list there of the companies, all the companies that you applied for. Mm-hmm. You don't get called by surprise. Mm-hmm. You don't get caught by surprise, like, who did I? So yeah, it's always good to be prepared.
So thank you, Silvino, for having me.
No worries, you're welcome.